Before most visitors arrive, another group is already at work.
I got involved with the Metroparks because I've been coming here forever and was interested in birding and in all of wildlife, and got involved with some projects that were already going on and have just stayed. I live in the area and I'm able to come out here easily, and so I spend a lot of time in the parks.
Val has been super dedicated volunteer for a long time, really experienced with the lark sparrows, probably over 30 years now. She's been working with them in some capacity, and she's out here most days of the summer when the lark sparrows are breeding, spending at least several hours in the morning out here tracking their activity, nest searching.
This is the easternmost population that exists. It's more common in the west and in the south, but this subspecies occurs only here.
For some volunteers, conservation becomes more than a hobby. It becomes part of life.
My name's Steve Lauer. I'm a volunteer for Metroparks, and I've been involved with the raptor monitoring project since 2006 when it started.
Volunteers are really crucial to the research and monitoring that we do. So we have pretty limited staff capacity to monitor all the different animal and plant taxa that we have. Our staff are kind of out there. There's a lot of work that we have to do, but we don't have the time that it takes to monitor all these different, whether it's snakes, turtles, plants, sparrows. So we don't really have the time as staff to keep tabs on all those things.
Hello, my name is John Zabowski, and I'm a volunteer with the Metroparks Toledo. I started to get outdoors more, get more exercise, and I grew up in this park, basically, in Oak Openings, Metropark. And as I got older, I decided I wanted to get back into volunteering and get back into the parks again.
Without volunteers, some of the most important changes in nature might go unnoticed.
It's all about conservation. So I monitor birds to basically help check their populations and to help get data to help manage areas like this.
We are on one of the main sites for the reproduction of the eastern lark sparrow, which is an endangered species in Ohio. This is what their habitat looks like. You can't see the ground, but they like sandy openings interspersed with the prairie. This is a very successful breeding site. It's one of the projects that I've been involved in for a long time, is monitoring their behavior, their numbers, and their nest success out here.
I was one of the co-authors of Birds of the Toledo area. And one of the things I recognized in writing that, I did all the raptor species for the book. And while I knew that they were more common or there was a bigger diversity in the Oak Openings than the general Toledo area, being involved with that book really brought that out. Thought about that a little bit and approached a friend of mine who works at Metroparks and asked about getting permission to go on Metroparks property to look for nests. So she recommended that I talk to Karen Menard, who's head of research here for Metroparks, and the project was born. Raptors are apex predators, so they're at the top of the food chain, so they're excellent indicators of habitat quality. If there aren't prey items, the raptors aren't going to be there. If there's a good, healthy population that's fairly stable or growing, then you know it's a healthy habitat and there's prey items there. It's difficult because there's so many different types of habitat in the Oak Openings region, from agricultural land to wet prairie to forest to residential areas. A good portion of West Toledo is technically in the Oak Openings region.
We have to sometimes manage these places to get the birds to come in and to keep them here. So this is a big thing about bird loss is habitat loss. You know, they're losing habitat, climate is changing. So we're trying to, help mitigate that by getting data and seeing what's working best to help the birds out.
The birds keep coming back, but the habitat doesn't maintain itself. And so the constant efforts are going on to keep the sand areas open and keep the prairie good for these birds and all kinds of other wildlife as well.
The volunteer monitors are really the kind of front line of that monitoring.
You can't have just one particular research technique be successful across all of that. We have a lot of volunteers that walk different trails in the metro parks that are within the oak openings. And we have some of us that actually drive roads and look for nests. And we have some volunteers that are just residents in the area and they monitor nests that are in their yard or in their neighborhood.
When we have volunteers going back year after year, we can kind of start to see these trends of what works, what doesn't, and how these communities are doing.
You really need to be monitoring things to see what long-term is going on in the area. A lot of these things, insect problems or something, some of it's pretty rapidly, it occurs rapidly and you can see it, but some of these things are very much long-term trends and you have to be monitoring and keeping firm records on what you're seeing to see what the long-term benefits or detriments are. We have some raptor species that are on a decline, and we have some that are increasing in the oak openings. So, but if you just took a snapshot, looked at one season, you would never see that.
We have 4 or 5 butterfly transects that volunteers do all of those.
We had over 650 baby birds fledge in the metro parks last year with the help of our volunteers.
The work looks different from project to project, but every observation helps build a clearer picture.
I'm a research volunteer, which means that I do the project pretty much by myself or with interns. There's several sites like this, actually about 11, and it's quite a job to be on all the sites to record all that data. So it's actually very involved, and it takes up pretty much the whole spring and summer.
I love seeing the raptors. I've always loved hawks, owls, and eagles, but to me the best part has been the volunteers that I've met over the 21 years. They're just some fabulous people, and kind of gives you hope. Sometimes you watch the news and all you hear are bad things, but when I see all these people involved and giving of their time and experience, it's just a wonderful thing.
Val is she's super passionate about the lark sparrows and really knows her stuff. She's just really important for that part of our program.
Being involved with Metroparks has been fantastic. It's given me the opportunity to meet a lot of people. We've had a lot of great volunteers over the years. Meeting people like John Zabowski, for instance, they've been just great. So it's been a fantastic experience.
Our volunteers come to the metro parks full of passion and enthusiasm for nature and the environment. And that's what keeps bringing everybody back.
There's a lot of interest in the area for nature in general, and people gravitate to raptors. Between eagles and owls, they're just an interest in that.
We have so many folks that are citizen scientists and volunteers that return season after season, year after year.
People come here to help collect information. Many end up building a deeper connection with the places they're helping to protect.
Anybody can be a citizen scientist. They just have to have the interest in doing it and being outside and looking at things in more detail.
It's just a willingness to learn and to get out there and look for stuff. As they say, nature is and birds are where you find them.
Conservation isn't just about protecting nature. It's about building a community willing to care for it.
The Metroparks are huge. You know, the amount of acres that they have, and there's no way Metroparks could do all the monitoring and everything that really should be done with their own staff. So being able to draw on knowledgeable volunteers is really important.